It's approximately 12 o'clock. I don't know which 12, but I can tell that the sky is either very dark or very bright. It's become 12 recently. Before that, it was a different time. I don't think 11:59 though. I think life's getting frisky at long last. It's been playing it straight, playing a clean game. No bluffs, no mulligans, but it's, they got bored. I don't know who they is. Maybe the minutes themselves. They're like children. Recess time! You're going to get to spin around the clock forever. Waiting in line, but sooner or later, you'll leave those kids tied to that routine, chained to that routine. Then sooner or later, they're just going to say, F it, teacher, you can go eat a scrambled egg. I'm going to run around in circles. And that's what the minutes of wait, that's what they were supposed to do in recess. But they're doing it in the hallway now, and hallways aren't circular. Recess is circular. They have it out in the courtyard. There's a bush in the middle. Inside, no bush. It's bush free in there. Not even a single wildflower blooming out of the side of the chalkboard. It's not a good school. They don't have a lot of funding from the local school committee. You would think school committees only fund recipients would be the schools. But they got other things going on. They got habits to feed. They got children. In schools, one of these is a lot more fun for them. There's a lady who kind of like half runs it. Her name's Michelle. She's super into ice. And she purchases it. She doesn't have time to cook herself fresh ice every night. So she goes to the gourmet ice shops, where a snooty person with a completely invented accent says, "Yes, hello, madam. What would you like?" And she tells them ice every single time. You would think snooty places don't do takeout. They do. Changing it up, throwing a couple knuckleballs her way. She's ready, though. She's got bats for fingers. Wasn't allowed on the baseball team growing up. You can't even walk onto the field without hitting the ball. A terrible fielder. You're constantly hitting the ball. Great batter, same reason. Biting ladders all the time, too. It's just another one of her vices. And she bites them real hard. She's not actually eating the ladders. She would just be dead. But eventually, these ladders become unusable. They're a little too slimed up with her spit to be climbed or chewed on anymore. Things start growing out of the drool pools. Time to dip those batty hands back into the coffers. And so these kids, they're like, "Can't we please just have some rosemary sprout from the erasers?" Michelle says, "I'm so sorry, but F you, I have a different plan." And Michelle, tactical genius, she's using that knowledge of hers to figure out how to infiltrate local government. School committee is just her first point on the agenda. First rung on the ladder. Next up, you slide down the itinerary board, wiggle your way through the hole. It's a tight squeeze, but if you don't believe in pressure, they're never gonna catch you cracking. Wriggles all her way down. And then, what's this? The school committee city council. Sounds like the same thing. Your brain here is like, this is the same thing. No, now it's government. Before long, you're a state representative. That's where you represent the whole state. Or like a segment of the state, but you represent it. You're in charge, taking the will of the people and bringing it to other people who can enact or deny that will. And what's she gonna do with this opportunity? Once inevitably she wraps her fingers around it and holds it up like the pennant that it is, she's just gonna use it to get more ice and ladders. You send an email. Dear Representative Michelle, can't help but notice that the potholes are now self-aware. They're maneuvering across the road to make my drive bumpier. Could you please end this scourge? I have enclosed a 50. She's going to take that 50. Have her secretary Theodore write back to you, we're on it. They're not on it. She's out there crunching ice in the parking lot just to warm up her teeth for more ladder biting. And it's easy to vilify her, right? It's easy to go, you ladder chomping ignoramus. These kids are suffering. These vehicles are suffering. But what it is she needs help. If this is how you live your life, if you're basically just a sham of a human, constantly scrounging not for the money, but for the power, for the influence that you need, that says something. Bad something. It says bad something. Break this one apart with your rear molars. She could get a higher paying job, less public, where she wouldn't have to hide a damn thing. She could be like one of those real laid-back attorneys, a contract lawyer. Basically, her job is to do 9th grade English on your agreement with the manufacturing plant. Could keep the ladders right there in the office. Could stick one in her mouth while she's writing her emails. But that's not how she's playing it. She has arranged her life in such a fashion that it gets to be a lie. Not that it has to be a lie. Not that it has to be a huge subterfuge. See, that's part of the appeal for her. Because otherwise, why do it like this? You just do literally anything else. She's the one who forged this life. No one was putting pressure on her. It's not like her parents grew up real upset about their own lives, saying, oh, you know, pursuing a family was, you know, it had its upsides, but I wish I could have been on the school committee. And then vicariously, they slowly, bit by bit, they're altering the bedtime stories. Supposed to be hopping on Pop, instead he's hopping on the school committee. Boy, I wonder what you're trying to teach me here. Oh, green eggs and votes? But that's not what happened. Her parents kind of wanted her to be a farmer. Thought she had an aptitude. She got in trouble a few times growing succulents inside her desk in 2nd grade. They said, oh, you're going to be a great desert farmer someday. People will come by and go, oh, I am so very close to death. Because of this desert, what do you have for me? And you're going to take what looks like a newspaper and flap it real quick. It's going to pop into a farmer's market stand and you'll say, reasonable prices, but they're still prices. You want to live, pay up. They'll pay up and they won't even be mad about it. At home they'll say, hey, this lady saved my life, selling me apples. But no, her parents' wishes ignored. Her own ambitions pursued. And that's a great thing. People shouldn't live life for others. People should live life for themselves. Except if your self is what her self is, because this sucks. I'm against it. I want these kids to have their chalkboard plants and their indoor bushes so that they don't have to become time. And now I'm saying it's 12, but I don't know which 12, and I don't know how we got here, because the clocks are wrong. Why are the clocks wrong, Michelle? So, please, I guess I'm doing the campaigning bit wrong. Please vote for literally anyone else in the upcoming state commissioner's office pool hall tambourine chalk off. I don't really know what this is. We can't afford to give this woman more avenues to betray us. Somehow I'm the only one who sees it. Apparently she's good at hiding this from people who are credible. I'm not. I'm sure you can tell, like, I could have presented this information in a more straightforward fashion. would probably have gotten a little more attention and credulity from those with the influence to redress these wrongs. But instead I came in here talking about clocks and how I don't know what the sky looks like. I'm not running. I would not win. I don't know who else is running, but please learn their name and vote for them. This has been a public service announcement, I think, but I'm not super sure what those are.